Anyways, Cody Rhodes is my hero. I mean, this man bet on himself, and look at him now. And also, even when you watch him perform as Stardust, he is just so committed. So there's another life lesson. No matter what you get handled, throw yourself into it. It was the same way back when in the summer of 2021 when we are looking at All Elite Wrestling, which, by the way, is when Nick Gage fought Chris Jericho free on Dynamite. Just wanted to throw it in there because in many ways I still can't believe that happened. I mean, you remember everything with a pizza cutter. It was kind of funny and disgusting. So I suppose in many ways that underlined what All Elite Wrestling was doing at the time, as did somebody else, as you probably figured out. That somebody was Cody Rhodes. And a fascinating discussion about all of this is what Cody was going to do, because by this point, he wasn't allowed to challenge the AEW World Championship anymore because he had lost to Chris Jericho. But also, all the fans were going, well, is he a face or is he a heel? And is this some kind of meta-narrative? I don't really get it. Let's not rewrite history, though, because when he did have that feud with Shawn Spears, he was revered as a hero, and everything he did with Eddie Kingston was absolutely terrific. But then there was a portion of the crowd that kind of lost touch as to what Rhodes' character was. Yes, as usual, everybody went nuts. As is the way in sports entertainment, all of a sudden we start creating our own narratives. Because soon after this, Cody defeated Penta. These same folk were going, unbelievable. I can't believe that Cody Rhodes defeated Penta. I was like, what are you talking about? Of course Cody should be defeating Penta. The other way around wouldn't make any sense. It may got a little bit more hoo-ha because we did have the program with Anthony Ogogo. Even I got dragged into that one. I mean, you may have seen my Ups and Downs series, and I'm the first to hold my hands up and say, yes, on occasion, I can be way too much of a positive Pete. So I tried to sort of pull the good out of that. And I had people going, Simon, you're an absolute goober. Don't really have a leg to stand on now. Even Anthony and Cody had turned around and gone, yeah, you know what? That didn't really go the way we were expecting. From here, though, it did take on a life of its own as it was dubbed the Codyverse. And given that lots of people have questions about this, I am going to try and answer them. But I warn you, it gets a little bit messy. Now, I suppose the first step on this journey, after everything we have talked about, is when Malachi Black debuted at AEW, because he smashed Cody right in the head. In their first match, he beat him minutes. Pretty cool. It then happened again at Grand Slam with Cody finally getting his win back in their third match around October time. This is when once again the brain trust kicked into gear. They were like, well, I don't think Malachi benefited from that, and Cody's kind of in the same place, so what on earth was the point? Now look, every now and then it can just be we had a good time and two recognizable stars faced each other, but apparently we must have more. I think the major reason for this is because people were desperate for Cody to finally turn his back on them and go after that world championship. And as he made clear time and time again, no, I've made my promise. I am a good guy. I ain't gonna do it. So all of a sudden he did find himself teaming with Pac to take on Malachi and the brand new Andrade. Once again, this didn't really head anywhere, or at least it wasn't going anywhere, that people thought were all that exciting. Because we double back round again. Where's the damn world title? And why isn't the American Nightmare trying to sniff? The tag team titles then got thrown in there as well, because why can't Cody and Pac be a tag team? And that was a bit weird. And from my vantage point, I think Rhodes just found his niche, and he was happy to sit within it. He was going to be like a star on the outskirts of things. And I suppose you could compare it to somebody like The Undertaker. He never needed a belt. He just kind of existed. He then got more meltdowns when Cody decided he was going to be Fuego del Sol's tag team partner. And surprise, surprise, as this was recently revealed, Rhodes was mostly doing this because he wanted to stay in ring shape, because he thought he was doing too many promos. Once again, though, this seemed to be a major talking point as we stroked our beards and we thought about it. Well, what is Cody planning? This is where I think the real problem lies, because fans were just desperate to find some depth here, which is where Cody set himself on fire to beat Andrade. I mean, it really is an interesting tale. Now, I just remember losing my mind because this was such a crazy spot once again on live TV, but some others really wanted this to unravel. I suppose you can say Cody didn't really help himself when he'd go and get tools like a golden shovel. But once again, I think that was just him looking at internet discourse and going, well, I may as well play into it. That'll be fun. Look what I got. There's more we can get into as well, but it's all the same kind of stuff where he trumped all of this by going back into the TNT title picture when all of a sudden it did come out that, hey, I'm leaving AEW. My gosh, the entire wrestling world stopped. They couldn't believe it. Now, half of this, of course, was the path that was leading back to WWE, but the other 50% was just people raging. Well, we didn't get the end to any of this Codyverse stuff, so what am I meant to do with it now? It's in my head and I can't get rid of it. So once again, from my vantage point, this is the only way I can talk to you about it, is that the only suitable answer would have been Cody being heel. You gotta be fair to the guy. He told you over and over and over again, he didn't want to do it. And maybe he should have done it. He's his own man, he didn't want to. Also, just come here a second, see what he is doing in WWE right now. I think he probably got it right. And don't kid yourself that the man was missing any of this either, because he is so quite clearly plugged in, whether it's been on AEW TV, WWE TV, or in the BTE series. And remember what Bryan Danielson said? Do you know who taught me that lying was fun? None other than Cody Rhodes. It's seemingly all summed up in an interview that Cody did back in 2017 with Ring Rust Radio, where he described professional wrestling. He said you have good guys, you have bad guys, and you have stars. Well, I kind of want to be that last one. Also, let's not forget, during that same chat, I've got it written down here so I get it exactly right, he dropped, I get to watch wrestling Twitter just shit itself and shut down and essentially have a heart attack. That's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The fact that we are still talking about this today means it did make an impact, but also make sure you write this down on a piece of paper. Even though Rhodes was an AVP, do you know who was the final say and the final booker for the majority of his run? It was Tony Khan. So nothing you saw on television happened without that man's green light. After all, it could just be that we are looking for truth in the darkness, which I do understand. Let's fast forward to 2024. Do you know who is basically getting the same treatment now? Chris Jericho. And we're even calling it the Jerichoverse. And I'm not saying there's anything good or bad about this, and I enjoy the conversation. Just to go back to what I said earlier, sometimes I just think we're looking for things where actually the answer is right behind you. You already know. But I suppose if we are going to take anything away from it, it's that at times in AEW, we don't have baby faces, or they don't have heels, and people kind of switch it up depending on the program they're in. I mean, look at somebody like the Blackpool Combat Club, and look at somebody like Bryan Danielson. He changes every single week. Nobody seems to have a problem with it at all. Jon Moxley is a great poster boy for this as well, because his whole MO is, well, I just want to win matches. And however I do that, who cares? So that's not entirely that far removed from what Cody was doing a few years ago, and yet nobody is talking about the Moxverse. I just think when it comes to Rhodes, he has this magic aura about him, which is why he has got to the tippity top of WWE. It doesn't happen by accident. I'd also actually say that I'd probably defend this kind of booking when it does come to AEW, because their roster is so big, and they have so many people you need to fit on TV, that if you can kind of pigeonhole them to a certain point when you do need them, well, that's better than not seeing them at all. That was actually gibberish. You take my point. And just to end as well, let's not forget that when Cody did first jump to WWE, this chatter did continue, because everybody was like, after he did re-debut at WrestleMania 38, by Raw, he's going to be Stardust again. No one's even talking about Stardust. I really don't think the WWE is going to do it. So it all just comes together to tell a fascinating tale of somebody who is going to be the face of the industry. And look, he hasn't put a step wrong so far. He smashed it in 2016. He smashed it again a couple of years ago. So who the fluff knows what he's going to do next. Now, of course, the most important part of the video is for you to get in the comments and let me know what you think about all of this, because there are some individuals that are so damn passionate about the Codyverse. Well, that is going to get quite funny. Also, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen, which is also about Cody Rhodes, because we flipping love Cody here on What Culture, and I ain't ashamed to say it. But otherwise, my friends, thank you for joining me. Keep enjoying wrestling. See you soon.